I'm getting mine, ain't no rush. This perfection coming up, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In the end, it's gonna be us. Don't need a spotlight on this grind, I run it up. In the cut, gotta eat, skip the sleep till the work done. I be up, I'm getting mine, ain't no rush. This perfection coming up, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In the end,
it's gonna be us. Cleveland Hospital Professional, Showtime if you nasty. Welcome back to the Crosscast. How was everybody's Thanksgiving, Pilgrim Day, whatever, however you look at it, however you view it? I look at it as a day where I can get with my family. We can eat whatever it is we decide we're gonna eat that day, and just kick it. You know, people don't gotta go to work. I choose to take advantage of that time. I'm not one of those, man, that ain't our holiday, don't celebrate it. I ain't celebrating no pilgrims. I'm taking the time to kick it with my family. So anytime I get that opportunity, I take it. Like, I know people, I done seen people like, man, they giving out triple time at work. Why you ain't gonna go get that? Cause fuck work. I value my time with my family a little more than I value money. Maybe I'm stupid. Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed theirs, however it is they view it, whatever it is they do for it. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Let's jump right in with anybody that knows me. I know I talk big about Dave Chappelle. Love that guy. There's another comedian I really like, another superstar. So you might think I'm kind of commercial with the comedians I like. I like other ones too, but this ain't about them. Shout out to Kevin Hart, man. You know, he got the Netflix special going. The limited series, what's it called? True Story. I loved it. I loved it. Why did I love it? Because it gave him the opportunity to show some range, where he got to still be funny, but also got to be more serious. I mean, of course, you know, I don't know if you've seen it yet, so spoiler alert. Yeah, he might have killed a couple people in the series. It was cool to me, man. I liked it. I liked how the plot twist was. Once you felt like you figured it out, there were even more twists. The only thing I'm kind of disappointed about is like, that's the end of it, because how it ended, it looks like that's the end of it. I don't know how they would spin that into a longer series. But, hey, you get what you can. I'm pretty sure that guy's busy. He does a lot of shit. As a matter of fact, while I'm giving him his flowers, I'm going to go ahead and give them to him for multiple things he does. I watch and listen to multiple things he does. Like, he does the thing on YouTube or on Facebook. What's it called? Cold as Balls. I like that. It's real goofy. He do the quick interviews with sports people. It'd be cool. I like it. It's goofy as shit though. So it's not the most serious interviewing forum, but I like it. It's up his comedic alley. But I pay attention to maybe different things than the average consumer is paying attention to, given what I'm venturing into, you know, and even doing this, you know, I'm always looking for ways to improve on my craft. So when I'm watching things that are the same as mine or remotely the same, I'm always trying to pick up little nuances in the material. And one thing that I look for a lot is, how are they controlling the flow? Now, when it comes to something like Cold as Balls, he's controlling it with some extra goofy shit. Like, he might stop in the middle of the person talking and the guys to the side is doing some old bullshit. Like, it's just real goofy, but I do like it. And I listened to a podcast of his, Comedy Gold Mines. That shit, I love that. I love what he does with that. And that's where he talks to other comedians. So you'll have maybe him and he did a good one with Steve Harvey. All of them are good. But I'm pointing out that one just because Steve Harvey's from Cleveland. With 216 in the building. But I just like I like the tone of it, where comedians get a real goofy rap. When what I mean by that is like you see a comedian, you expect, oh, this person's just goofy. Don't take them serious. If you're one of those type of people, a lot of people tend to just think everything with comedians is just laughing, ha 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 ha. Like, no, they people too. They just so happen to make people laugh for money. And, so it's real nice to get a feel for them. As a matter of fact, I think I spoke about this on an episode before. Now that I'm thinking about it, see, look, I'm getting into this shit, man. Like I'm starting to repeat myself. It might not be exciting to y'all, but that's exciting to me. But I just like how he's good at hosting these type of things. As far as the questions he asks, I appreciate the questions that he asks on the Comedy Gold Mines, because it's like it's stuff that you would want to know, but you might not think to ask if you were standing in front of that person, and just given it being a field that he's familiar with. Some of the stories, it'd be cool to see them like where, oh yeah, we had such and such in common, where they can both kind of fill in certain time periods in comedy or going through the same channels. It's real slick though. I like it. If you haven't checked it out, I would strongly recommend it. If you just want to watch some goofy, quick shit, check out The Coldest Balls. And you do get some good interviews on there. I liked all of them that I've watched. Like, one that stood out to me in particular was with DeMar DeRozan. I got a different feel for DeMar DeRozan after watching that. I'm like, oh, okay, I see you. I ain't even go elaborate on it because this ain't about him. But yeah, so I watched the whole special. We got police riding around outside. I watched the YouTube, not the YouTube, the Netflix special. I didn't really know. God damn, man, these cops like they right outside or what? They need to go ahead and go. I'm trying to pie here, people. But I watched the Netflix special. I just looking off of who was in it, him and Wesley Snipes, I figured there would be some acting. I figured you would get Wesley Snipes to provide the serious, and then Kevin Hart to be Kevin Hart. So once I first started watching it, I saw that his character was kind of based off him, and they had me thinking in a certain direction. God damn, man, they kicking it out there, man. It must be some real shit going on down the street. Okay, I think that's the end of it. But, so, where was I at? Oh, yeah. So, I watched it. I figured Wesley Snipes was going to provide the serious, and Kevin Hart was going to provide the funny. And given his character, so once I first started watching, his character was more based off of him. At least it seemed that way to begin with. And he kind of took it and then added to it. I like how they spent it. Pretty much that's what I'm saying. I'm saying all that to say I like the spin on it. I like how his character was dealing with quote unquote real life issues. I don't know if that's real life for a lot of people in that position. I doubt it, but it was cool. It was cool, man. If you haven't watched it yet, go check out True Story on Netflix. It's real good. It's real good. I was entertained. And me, I'm not a big TV guy. I'll watch the same shit over and over. Usually when it's time for me to watch TV, that's because it's damn near bedtime. So I'll normally turn on something. It's probably something I saw before. But I can go to sleep to it. Or I can get sleepy, then doze off, get up, turn the TV off, and go get into bed. That's my sleep ritual. Yeah. So if you didn't check that out already, go ahead and check that out. And actually watching that, it kind of sparked a couple topics that I had already in my head, and then it added some new ones. One I'm gonna run with is people being on the same page as you. And what I mean when I say that, say, I'll use myself as an example. Say I got a business idea and I'm running it by you. And maybe you kind of say you want to start a business, but maybe we're not exactly on the same page. Say you're somebody I really want to start something with, or maybe this certain business. I shoot it to you. I'm shooting it at you, and you're kind of on a different part of it. Like, okay, say I want to sell grapes. I want to sell grapes. So I come to you, I'm like, hey, I want to sell these grapes, but you talking to me about a restaurant. Like, yeah, grapes can fit in the restaurant, but it's like we not on the same page. And now when you run into people like that, that could be more than one thing. One of the things could be, this ain't the person you need to be doing this with. That's the big numero uno. That's a big glaring one. This might not be your business partner or the person that is supposed to be a big factor in this stage of your life or whatever your next venture is. That could be their way of letting you know that. Another thing could be doubt. It could be their doubt. Some people, and this takes me back to that leadership that I was talking about in the previous episode. Some people aren't necessarily as confident as others when it comes to venturing out into new arenas or new ventures. So that's where sometimes as a leader, you gotta just kind of, okay, I see you ain't gonna move until I got this rolling. Some people is like that. Do I recommend waiting until people are ready? No, because you might not ever get anything done because they might not ever be ready. Their confidence might lie in your ability to start. Is that fair? No. Is it life? Yes. So when I'm saying it could be their doubt, they could have a drawback in themselves where it's like, instead of acknowledging, hey, that's a good start, let's do that, they're going to talk about the further part to reach, where now they've created a roadblock where it's like, yeah, I can't get to that because I need this to get to that. Not realizing what you're saying is the first step. Like, this is going to make that possible, and that's for them to get over. Your job is to roll, regardless of whoever being ready or being on the same page as you. And a lot of times, I'm gonna say a lot of times, they ain't the people you're supposed to roll with. Now, you do have your cases where, yeah, they like, I do want to be part of that, but I'm scared to start. So I'm not even going to look at that first step. I'm just going to look at the whole staircase. And look, I just shout out to my mom. She shared something on social media where it said, don't look at the whole staircase. Just focus on the first step. That was funny. I just saw that probably about 10 minutes ago. So shout out to her. How you doing, mama? But yeah, when you are planning a move or trying to get something started, everybody's not going to be on the same page as you. And don't try to force them to be. Because when things are supposed to happen, there should be some resistance just because that's life. It's always easier to not do something than it is to do it. But don't force it and don't get down about it. All you can do is what you can do. All you can control is you. So trying to force somebody to see something your way is usually not necessary. And it's usually a waste of the energy, a waste of time and energy. You could have spent that energy setting yourself up to do it without, So just something to keep in mind. And even on the topic, so like even something like that, maybe you run into a problem like that with a brother, a sister, a cousin, a friend, it's usually people that's closer to you where it's like, I want to do this with you. I mean, you ain't usually, when you run into strangers and you feel like, hey, there's an opportunity with this, they're usually on the same page already. That's why y'all ran into each other, because y'all were already working towards that. That's how y'all managed to cross paths. But even on another thing on the topic of like friends, family, associates, when you are in that creative space, or like what do I want to call it, the beginning stage, the setup stage of something, you got to protect your energy. You got to protect yourself. And I'll throw an example. My bro, this is my dog. We kick it damn near every day. We go to the gym together and all of that. He does his business on the side. I handle mine on the side. But we both have to be cognizant of how much we're kicking it, because that's my dog. Like we family, But if we're not focused on the same thing, maybe you're available at a time I'm not available. Or maybe, okay, I got business ideas I want to set up that I'm actually in the process of setting up. And maybe I can't kick it every day. Like after we leave the gym, because normally we'll go grab something to eat. We'll probably chill, talk shit, jump on the 2K or something. Maybe I can't do that as much as we would like to, because I need to be setting up. It's real easy to get distracted, and it's real easy to not handle the business because you're doing something that you enjoy doing. Like, now I'm not saying don't make time for your friends, family, loved ones, and things that you enjoy, because balance is key. So you do need that, because you need to make sure you feel good so you can perform well. But you can't get caught up in it if you have something that you need to be focused on. Like, and that's something that I've noticed myself doing through no fault of his, just time I could have spent maybe studying some topics to come shoot off here, or writing down some shit, or even, hell, watching the Kevin Hart thing so that way I can come here and talk to y'all about it. That's something to talk about. Sometimes I need my time. That maybe it seems like free time, but it's actually preparing me for what I have to do next. So protect your time and energy, and make sure that your time is well spent. Time, I did a whole episode on time. But time is not, it's one of those tricky little things. Time is tricky. And what I mean by tricky is like, there's no too late for stuff, but there's also wasting time. And you can miss your opportunity, because opportunities are always going to present themselves. It's just, are you in a position to capitalize on that opportunity when it presents itself, as opposed to the opportunity coming past and you not even in a position to receive it. So someone else, it goes to the next guy. You don't want that to happen. And in a situation like mine, where I am planning on doing things, I need to spend as much time as possible setting myself up for these things, or even with something like this, the show. I need to spend time grabbing content, creating content, and expanding my knowledge. And a lot of what I talk about here is more like self-awareness. That's really one of the big things I like to push on here, and I just try to disguise it in a way where I'm touching maybe something that's interesting to people, because everybody's not as open to self-help, when really everybody should be open to it, because we are the root of all our problems in most cases. Outside of just the random, you get struck by lightning or you're walking through the park and you get shot because somebody was shooting at somebody else. Okay, yeah, you ain't got no control over that. But how often does that happen? Realistically. But try not to waste time. And that does not mean don't enjoy your time. Enjoy your time. Find ways to enjoy your time without wasting it. And what I could say is, wasting time that maybe you're enjoying, getting drunk every day. I did that for years. You know what I mean? And I felt like I was having a good time, but was I? I was shrugging off a lot of shit. Hell, doing this right here. I wanted to do this for years before I actually did it. And that's because I was too preoccupied. I was wasting my time. I was having a good time in those moments, but that was a lot of wasted time. That's a lot of capital wasted, spending money at the bar. That's a lot of capital that I could have used to do this or to do something else. But just be cognizant of it. Protect your time, protect your energy. Even when it comes to friends and family. Anybody that's one of the big things you hear from like stars and stuff. Maybe they didn't get a good work-family balance. I'm all about balance. Balance is one of my biggest, what do I want to say? One of the biggest things I focus on, because I know it has to be. There has to be balance in everything. In everything. You can't have daytime without nighttime. You can't have good without bad. So the more I accept the concept of balance, the easier it is for me to deal with things that are out of my control. So watch that, kicking it with your friends, do it and enjoy the time. Try not to make it a waste of time. Too much of anything is bad. That's why it's called too much. Enough of everything is exactly what it is. Enough, a sufficient amount. It's enough. Let's see, what else would this week, make music great again. I'm gonna actually throw it to something that's not even new. It's a project that dropped in 2018. An artist named Saba. He's out of Chicago. What's that damn project called? Hold on, let me look through this phone real quick. The dude Saba, he's nice, man. The project is called Care for Me. That's Care for Me. It's dope. Like, that's the kind of rapping I want to listen to more times than not. That's what I call feel me music, where you hear it, it incites a feeling, and it's not a feeling, it's not necessarily a negative feeling. Like, I like that he gives you some aspects of street, but that's not the focus. The focus is really more positive. And it's inspirational. I like music like that. I like music that makes me feel something, but it don't just leave me there. Like okay, say like a artist like, let's see, we're talking about Chicago, Juice WRLD. Rest in peace to that young man. I like his music. That kid had talent. He was definitely talented. his music, it was definitely feel music, but it was on a lower end. Like when I say lower end, I mean vibrationally. It was real sad. Like there was a big sad undertone. Me being the music consumer that I am, I can appreciate the music for the craft, and I can I can handle that bombardment of sadness and not let it take me there with it. You know, I can just listen to it and appreciate the feel and the idea that he was putting out there. But I also know when I need to cut it off, you know, and listen to something else. Like, okay, I'm starting to feel this too much. Let me listen to something else, something more up, or something just that's providing a different feeling. See, people need to pay attention to that shit, man. That music you be listening to, whether you think it does or not, it affects you. And the more you load yourself up with that shit, the more it's going to manifest, and the more into the way you're feeling. And then the way you're feeling is going to affect the way you're thinking. The way you're thinking is going to pop out in front of you, you know. So you gotta protect that. So if you one of those people that listen to a bunch of sad ass music, throw something else in there with it. You know, don't just suffocate yourself in sadness. Because next thing you know, you gonna be feeling more down than you should. And that's not necessarily saying your music is just gonna automatically make you depressed. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it could. You know, and there's a higher chance of it if you just sitting on that. So, but yeah, I listened to this project. I don't even know how I caught wind of it. I think I was listening to a different artist. I was listening to a project, and I think maybe the last song of it went off, and I didn't go and, you know, pick anything else, and it just kind of started playing random stuff. And I caught wind of a track from Saba. It's a newer track. I think it dropped this year, called Ziploc. And I'm like, oh, it's still spitting. What's this? So I go grab the phone, look. Oh, okay. I was at work. I pulled up that's where I do a lot of my new music searching. Cause I'll pop my headphones in and I just go to town. I caught this and I'm listening to it. So I went to the Care For Me project because I'm like, okay, he ain't dropped a complete project since then. At least it's not on Spotify. But I listened to it. You know, I just picked the first song, let it play, and instantly I was in. I'm like, oh, okay. I like where you're going with this. You know, the first track was nice. The second track I could relate to just from past experiences. I think it's called like Broken Girls. And he was like, I'm in love with broken girls. And I was like, hey, I used to be like that. You know, so it was nice. It was refreshing. It was some shit I wish I would have listened to when it came out. You know, because I was more inclined to rap a few years ago. That would have been a nice motivational factor to get me to go out there and do my thing. Because that's what I'd like to go for in most cases when I'm making music. I like to embody a feeling in a song, whatever I'm feeling. And most of my favorite songs I made, I was stressed the fuck out. And then I made a song. And they usually have some type of positive, keep going vibe in it. Even with the other shit. And here go the police again. They going crazy out there tonight, I guess. Or maybe it's car accidents because it's rainy. I know it's wintertime. It's probably icy. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up real quick then. Yeah. So this week's pick for Make Music Great Again, Saba. I hope I'm saying his name right. I actually looked it up the other day because I knew I was going to come in here and talk about it. I guess his name used to be Sabotage. Cause I looked up how to pronounce it. Cause I'm like, is it Saba? You know, whatever. So I'm guessing it's Saba. But it's Saba. If you're gonna check that out, I'd recommend starting with Care for Me. He's got another project called the Bucket List Project. I started listening to that. That's dope. He ain't messing with me yet. Everything I heard, he didn't miss. And actually, that day that I got hit, I let that first album play through, and I was still moving my hands, so I ain't go change it to nothing else. And some other random artists start popping up. I ain't even gonna mention the other artists because I'm gonna go dive into them and see if I want to endorse them or not. But it was going through some random playlists and it was straight fire. Like everything was fire. I'm like, damn. You know, so all the artists that kind of fit in his genre is dope. And it was fun for me. It got me hyped, like on some inspired type shit, not just hype like, oh, I'm ready to go jump around in the club. No, it was like a inspiring, like, I'm about to go do some shit, man. I'm about to go be somebody, you know, some shit like that. So anything that gives me that kind of feeling, I'm all for, and I'm diving head first into it. I've been actually rocking to that Care For Me project since I heard it, and I didn't do anything last week because we had the holiday, so I took that whole week to do family shit and me shit. So, but I've been at the gym listening to them, you know, just vibing, man, just vibing. Yeah, that's all I pretty much got for today. So we got Kevin Hart thing, love it. Check that out. True story on Netflix. Sabu. I listen to him on Spotify. I'm sure he's on all the other streaming music platforms. If you're a YouTuber, they probably got it on there too. The main project I was listening to was Care For Me. That was dope. Ziplock's a dope single. That Bucket List project is dope too. Everything that I saw from him was dope. You know, and when people ain't on the same page as you, hey, keep moving. Don't stop to try to wait for them to get to your page. Keep moving. If they want to be on it, they'll be there. They'll catch up to you or tone it down for you or whatever it is they need to do to meet you where you at. You don't change where you at unless you see a flaw in where you were at. I'm not saying if you're wrong, stay wrong, but usually when you on your page, if other people are not on it, don't sweat it. The people that's supposed to be with you gonna be with you in whatever arena that is. Everybody ain't supposed to do what you do. It's not for everybody. Some shit is for you. Protect your energy. You know, kicking it with your buddies and everything is good. Kicking it with the family is good. Too much is exactly what it says. Too much. Make sure you spending your time doing things you enjoy, but not wasting your time. Too much of anything is bad. Balance, baby. Balance. Family, work, get them both done in a sufficient manner. So where you're not missing too much of anything. You know, and I know that's probably easier said than done, but figure it out. Follow your gut. You're smart. You'll figure it out. That I'm gonna get on out of here. Thanks for watching. It's your man Cleveland Holmes, you professional. Showtime if you're nasty. Catch y'all next time. Peace.